Hi there guys, I'm Don Whitaker. Today we're going to take a look at how we can take the timing out of your swing by using your lower body correctly. So today this is part 4 in the series. Obviously part 1 was first move, part 2 was sinking the backswing, part 3 we looked at getting in the slot. So this is about using the lower body properly. We're going to look at 2 key parts that we see people struggling with: early extension, pelvis moving towards the ball, and looking at the hips spinning. Both of these lead to a lot of timing problems in the downswing. You get a lot of people struggling with both of these elements, and you're not able to get in the slot, you're not able to find impacts on a reliable basis if you're struggling with both of these elements. So let's have a look at how we can help you apply this to your game. So guys, we're going to have a look at how you use that lower body in the downswing properly. Now there's 2 major factors that are killers for that timing in that downswing. Number 1 is from the top of that backswing is early extension, i.e. pelvis going towards the ball, lifting up, makes the spine go backwards, requires a lot of arm extension in order to reach the golf ball. Number 2 is spinning those hips on the way down by just trying to turn from the top of the backswing. So what I've looked is number 1 is the early extension. Quick little one is, I had a guy a few years ago, a couple of years ago now, came to me, we were working with him in the States, got him not early extending, okay, and he said to me that the previous instructor, he'd offered him $1 million if he could not early extend. Well, I managed to thankfully get him not early extending to pretty high levels within a couple of hours, and he obviously then turned around to me and said, that deal's not on the table right now, Dan, but well done with the job. Anyway, thought I'd just throw that one in. And so, from the top of the backswing, okay, what we don't want to do is you don't want to get that pelvis moving towards the ball this way, okay? Once that goes towards the ball, as we looked at in that transition, if that happens, you're probably going to get those arms trapping behind you, okay? And then it's going to lead to a lot of issues through the golf ball, okay? Or even if you get the arms back and then have to early extend, an impact to shallow the club out because it's gone from steep to shallow, as we just talked about. But, you know, that early extension is a major killer, okay? If you reference what we looked at in the setup video, we can see that we talked about having the toes up at a dresser, you've got somewhere to be able to move to in the backswing by being able to load that right heel, which will then mean that you can keep that backside back in that downswing, okay? Now, being able to use the ground in that way is going to be massive to how you keep the backside back. Now, what you might want to feel is if you do early extend a lot, okay, or do it particularly from the top, you might want to look at rotating back in this manner, and you'll feel like your chest is going forwards. Because what will happen is if you will extend, your spine's going to go backwards, okay? So it is going to go away from the ground. Obviously, huge timing elements, because I've got to really extend with my arms. Now, what you want to be doing is, as you've rotated to the top, you'll feel that you are coming forwards with your chest. Now, see how it's gone forwards? It's pushed my pelvis backwards. Now everything can rotate through to the finishing position. But I'm only able to truly get that if I am able to control where my weight's going across the feet. So that's obviously key to what we're trying to do. One other thing that we tend to see is if you early extend quite early, that right foot's coming off the floor and you're really trapped in this area, and then you're going to have to sometimes, particularly with a driver, even jump up on your toes, and you've got no room whatsoever to get back to the ball, okay? So you're not using any ground pressure. So you have a look at what we did on that transitioning from the ground up, talking about how we're going to be able to apply pressure into the floor, okay? So the floor, you get the energy in, and then it pushes then from the floor back through the body. You're not going to be able to do that if you're early extending. So feeling it staying backwards is key, okay? Really, really big. I also sometimes like to see a Swiss ball against the wall here, turn into it, and feel like you are staying back against it, okay? That will then give you a little feeling of where that pelvis is moving. That obviously going to give you a lot of room then for your arms. If your chest is still forward, your arms can get forward. There's lots of room through here to be able to deliver that club properly into impact. Second area we just said is from the top, spinning the hips, okay? Now, this is a problem I see with loads and loads of players, particularly in young lads who are trying to absolutely smash the ball and they've been taught to just rotate, okay? So they turn as hard as they can, that right foot's out, now they're having to flip and flash like mad through the ball in order to try and get back to it. Now, they might hit it quite far sometimes, but they're going to hit it off the map. Because once that hip's spinning, so stuck, blocks or hooks are ensuing, okay? And the weight's going backwards, so we don't, on the pressure plate, we'd never see the weight moving across. It's really, really, really difficult to get everything working properly. Now, if you go back to the 70s, okay, and you had a look at Johnny Miller, Jack Nicklaus, that kind of era, Tom Wyckoff, so much leg drive and his big reverse C, those guys wanted to feel rotation, okay? Probably felt like they just turned, particularly if you read Nick Price's book, he says, from the top I just start to rotate, okay? Hogan spoke about rotating, but he came from that leggy era, okay? The modern guys are thinking just rotate. Well, they haven't got enough lateral. So what we need is we need enough lateral motion from the top of the backswing to get over that left pivot point. Okay, we're measuring the lateral motion from the centre of the pelvis, which is the belt buckle here, and how it is going forwards. We want it to be going a good few inches forwards, and at the end of the follow through, it should be over the outside of the front ankle. Okay, if it's behind it like this and you're looking bit like a collapsed deck chair, okay? You've definitely spun the hips because your head's gone forwards like this, just to be able to keep balance. What we want is pelvis will be forwards, so that's over the outside of the left ankle, and you see the lead shoulder, pelvis and ankle would be in a vertical line up and down. Great reference point for you there at the end of the follow through. That will tell you if you've had enough lateral motion. If you're spinning and this hip's backwards, or if it's backwards like that, you've definitely spun. Another area that I'd see a lot of stuff on is people not getting off the right side because they're spinning. So you'd see that this right foot is still a lot of pressure. You see the toe area is in the floor like this. So when it's in the floor like that, it means that you have still got your weight and pressure backwards. What should be happening is that foot is rolling across and up on the toe. We don't want to see it exploding off the ground like this. That's obviously going to trap you, make it difficult. I want to see being able to make that movement through. So there are two areas in that lower body that will affect that timing in the downswing. I think some great info in there for you guys, and hope you're able to apply it to your game. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Really hope you've enjoyed it and found it useful. So if you want to know how to apply pressure from the ground and how to use the ground better, watch the video I did, which is up on the link up here, on how to use the ground properly. I think that'll be fantastic. Next video in the series is coming up, that is part 5, impact. So I think this will be great. It'll all fit together very nicely. I hope you've enjoyed this series. Comment below, give me some feedback, let me know what you think. Really like to know what you think of the series. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Gives you access to all the content straight away when it comes out. We've got some great new stuff coming. Also got stuff on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. Links are below. Please follow me, like on the various social platforms. Thanks a lot for watching. Hope you're enjoying it, all the content we're providing. Look forward to speaking with you again very soon.